So the next topic is sales contract processing. Um, in this topic, the focus starts on the Fury apps. So there are a number of Fury apps for sales contract processing domain. For example, create contract app, change contract app, or display contract app, or incomplete contracts app. Now, these contract apps are used for creation, processing, and analyzing the sales contract or even scheduling agreement processes with the customers. Now, the contract apps like incompletion contract app list provides a list of all the contracts which are probably not yet complete, and you can have a direct access from this list to the contract directly, and then go there and do necessary updates to make the contract complete or so, and then come back to the list. So that facility is available. Um, so the list contract app is another app, Fury app, which can list contracts on various selection criterias. Like for example, you can list contracts based on customers or raw material or validity period or the person himself or any other criteria. So these are the important criteria on which the apps can be listed. Next, the discussion would be on types of sales contract. So traditionally, we know the two types of sales contract. One is the quantity contract, and the other one is the value contract. So when we talk about quantity contract, the important data points would be the quantity itself, the price, and the time when the price would be applicable. Uh, in the quantity contract perspective. And when we talk about value contract, then the focus would be on data elements such as material, then the price received at a period for a specified value. So that would be your value contract. So these two topics have been discussed, and so emphasis has been provided in these two domains. Next comes the discussion on sales contract fulfillment rates app. Now, this is a very important app, basically, which identifies the contract fulfillment rates across the sales organization, customers, employees, and material. So that gives a very good insight in terms of what's the fulfillment percentage or so of a particular contract. And then there are these Fury apps which provide the top 10 contracts by target value, or you can have the facility where you could drill down the analysis with the real time values due to SAP S4 HANA. And then the discussion would be on the impact of upgrading to SAP S4 HANA. So there's no significant impact which is reported in the book, that the impact is quite minimal. However, there should be a review of the custom code when upgrading to check on any redundancies which may have been eliminated. So that's the sort of a warning, basically, to consider while performing the upgrading from SAP ERP to SAP S4HANA. Next comes the conversion part of it. In this case, focus is on obviously the custom fields which are in SAP SAP ERP, and they should be mapped onto the fields in SAP S4 HANA, etc. And or should have created in SAP S4 HANA before the contracts are converted, the data is converted. So that talks about the conversion part of it. So again, the emphasis, as I said, is on the value contract. When it comes to the simple subscription contract management, wherein you have the monthly payments over a year For example, so how do you deal with these kind of functionalities of value contract? So there comes SAP Hybris, where the complex subscription contract management, when having multiple products and services are handled. But when it comes to a simple subscription contract management, then the process is pretty simple, just like how it's in SAP ERP. And that is, for example, you have monthly payment over an year. In that case, you have a value contract, then you have billing plan, then you have itemized detail, then the down payment is recorded, then the postings are made against the down pay for the payment, the total payment, and deliveries are being generated, and eventually the contract and down payment uh, is arrived at, and then the contract is closed. So these are the topics which have been covered in the sales contract processing. And in summary, the focus is more on the theory apps which are being provided, and we need to look at what these theory apps are, what do they do, what is the functionality, what all efficiencies would they provide, is one thing to be checked upon. Secondly, the upgrade and conversion aspects when moving to S4HANA. And the third one is specifically on value contract aspect. Depending upon whether it is simple, you straight away go with subscription contract management in SAP S4HANA, or you move on to SAP Hybris when it's a complex subscription contract management with multiple products and services. So that's about it for sales contract processing, and we'll take up the next topic shortly.